comfortably, then we'll begin.
Hey, good evening and welcome everybody. It's the Silly Shill Show on a Friday. Who knew? But that's how we're going to be doing it. And we got some headlines. We got a quick look back on this day in history and a couple other cool things to go through. But first, we got to get to the headlines. Oh boy, fellow babies. I mean, what am I supposed to tell you? First up, we got Kanye West. Hey, is it Swift or not? What the hell went on there? Okay, there we go. And both his Twitter and Instagram accounts were locked over anti-Semitic posts. Kanye responded, "What's the problem here? All I said is the little money-hungry bastards can suck my Grammy Awards." Kim Kardashian responded, "What? He didn't say that kind of crap when he had a mouthful of pussy." Sylvester wasn't available for comment.
Oh, bless him.
Hold on a second here. I have to do something because something isn't quite right. Hold on. There we go. My whole button thing was all fucked up. Here we go. And in news of a more galactic nature, underground microbes are said to have swarmed ancient Mars. Scientists went on to speculate that ridding the solar system of these mighty beasts was most likely what drove the Martians to destroy their own planet and migrate to Alpha Centauri. When questioned why the Martians didn't just come to Earth, the scientists responded, well, they thought of that, but after seeing how the Earth is riddled with conspiracy theorists, they decided to pass.
Well, one did.
And then we got King Charles coming up on June 3rd. It's his coronation, but it's only going to be just over an hour. The service at Westminster Abbey is going to have far fewer rituals, meaning less druids, and will be followed by a procession of male strippers drenched in maple syrup. The king is quoted as saying, until you've seen a Canadian lumberjack slathered in maple syrup, you haven't lived. This will stand in stark contrast to events in 53 that saw somebody very dignified take the throne. We got a time traveler report from 2671, and this guy's warning that a huge meteor will crash into the Earth. The time traveler says on November 22nd of this year, George Clooney will announce that he is actually a failed clone of Danny Bonaducci. On November 28th, Atlantis will rise from the Atlantic and demand apology from Giorgio Tsoukalos for dragging them into Eric Von Daniken's bullshit. And then on December 8th, Fred Savage will fail trying to save the world from the meteor strike. No word from Fred Savage or his people on this crushing defeat. And then a jury has decided that conspiracy theorist Alex Jones should pay nearly $1 billion in damages to Sandy Hook families for his lies about the school massacre. The jury went on to sentence Jones to work as a cleanup boy in his local peep shop booth for the remainder of his days. Ooh. Then we have a disgusting human being. That's right. It's LA City Councilor Nuri Martinez. She resigned after leak audio of racist remarks from herself hit the media. The racist bitch has left public office and is now working as a cleaning lady for a wealthy Mexican family. The family says, hey, we treat her like garbage every day, so it's fun. And lastly, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck made their first public appearance as a married couple, and nobody gave a rat's ass. So, those are the headlines, and now you know what's going on.
Oh, God.
So I want to first start with Loki. So some underground microbes scared y'all off the planet. This is really what's going on?
Yeah. Unfortunately, somebody didn't flush the toilet.
Yeah, that happens.
I should bring up, it's an actual report. Ancient Mars may have had an environment capable of harboring an underground world teeming with microscopic organisms. It's from French scientists. And if they existed, it'd be...
It doesn't matter then.
But it was based on something real. The existence of life on Mars is really starting to look more and more like a reality.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you said the report said that Mars may have had microbes on Mars. Now, what you should have done is followed up with the full, ancient aliens, and Mars may have had microbes, and if
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
Could it be that Mars had ancient life? And if so, were they also very much like the Egyptians?
Yeah, that would be good.
But yeah, I mean, this is one of those nights where I didn't have enough time to really get anything planned. And as such, it's kind of just off the cuff, whatever we want to do. I did want to go back here.
Well, don't leap too much because Loki can answer this one as well. Because going back a few years, basically Viking proved there's already life on Mars. He already did it. They had experiments, and basically the experiments showed there's life, existence of life on Mars, microbial as it is. But they proved it back then. It just been kind of like dismissed. It just wasn't, good enough evidence, apparently, even though it was evidence.
Yeah, I've heard this as well, DK. And there's some people that to this day that were a part of the mission say those results should have been taken far more seriously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when NASA is going to find, examples of life on Mars, they're going to look what we found. We did it. We finally did. And all these other guys again saying, yeah, we already done it. Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with that was the lack of secondary confirmation.
Well, it's like when a band does a cover of a song and all the kids go, "Oh, this song's great," and they go, "Yeah, it was written in the 50s. It's been covered 10 times so far."
Yeah. That's funny. I remember when Twisted Sister years back did Leader of the Pack. And somebody was like, "Oh yeah, these guys write the best songs," or blah blah. And I was like, "My mom and dad have an old version of that on LP, man." I knew it,
Yeah, your grandparents did it to this song. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You were conceived in the back of a car with this playing on the 8-track.
I like what William has actually said in the chat. If inbreeding is what destroyed Mars, our Earth is way overdue. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, why do you think we kept throwing rocks at the planet?
So are you saying that inbreeding on Earth is we've been breeding too much of the same species? We should be doing a bit more interspecies breeding. Is that what you're saying?
Ask William. I don't know.
Because, I'm just saying because that farmer down the road doesn't like me disturbing his cows.
Please, would somebody think of the sheep?
Think of the sheep. I do all the time, constantly. Honestly, did I say it out loud? Damn. Sorry,
Welshman.
Oh no, right. Don't insult me, please. Don't you dare! Don't you dare call me that again.
Yeah, Tony, I think it was them. That's right. Shangri-La's did Leader of the Pack, the original. Good tune, too. This report of this guy, the time traveler, what's funny? In doing that little joke about the time traveler, I had to find pictures of time travel, like something to put up for the gag, right? And dear Lord, there's a lot of these supposed people coming back from the future, and they all seem to go to TikTok. What? It's true, though. There's a lot of them. I just don't understand. Why is that a popular gag now? Yeah, because he says on December 8th of this year coming up, a large meteor will hit the Earth, bringing with it alien species and unknown materials. Things don't get much better after that, as just 12 days later, a 9.8 magnitude earthquake opens a hole in the Marianas Trench, releasing the largest species.
You know why they're on TikTok, right?
Yeah. Let me mark that down on my calendar and check the day after. Let's see what happens.
You know why they're on TikTok? It's because their shit was too crazy for Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, the Marianas Trench will open up, releasing the largest of species. Isn't that one of those lame-ass movies like that just came out a few years ago? Battleship or something?
Pacific Rim.
Yeah, God, that was awful.
Yeah.
Atlantic
Worst rim job I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched about half an hour of that movie and then just, fuck this. No.
Yeah. It was terrible. The acting was so bad.
Could it be any? I mean, what did everybody think about Moonfall? Because that's probably the worst recent movie that I watched. I mean, it's nothing to do that it was a conspiracy. The moon was hollow and all the rest of it, yada yada, blah blah blah. But it's just the acting, the storyline was just terrible, awful,
terrible. Oh,
I
it's
have
almost
not
like
brought myself to watch that film yet.
yeah, it's almost like it was like a serious film trying to be a comedy, and it just didn't
Oh.
work. And then the acting
No.
on top of that, and it's just like the storyline is like, oh no, I didn't complete that movie either. Awful film.
Oh, I swear to God, they must have wrote the script as they shot the movie. It's just terrible.
We'll just make it up as we go along. He's making it up as he goes along.
This time traveler idiot, though, he also goes on to say in January of 2023, so the 9.8 earthquake that brings out big species from the ocean and this huge meteor that brings aliens. Well, apparently we get through that. And then in 2023, we start to discover massive versions of many species, including a 3-foot spider and an 18-foot bear. And then on March 1st,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you mean we discover these? What they've been like hidden under a blanket all these years?
Yeah, they're in my closet actually, but I wasn't supposed to tell.
Yeah. Oh, I've only just looked into the corner of my room. There's a big cobweb. Well, fucking hell! There's a spider. 3 feet across.
3-foot spider. Like maybe the person should learn something about insects because I don't think that's going to happen, or arachnids or whatever. Like there's size limits to a lot of these things, isn't there? Let's not going to work.
They just put a tarantula on a rack.
It's a puppet.
Hey, maybe 3-foot spiders is a plot to get all the men to leave Earth.
Maybe it's just a tarantula in very, very high heels.
Fuck me boots on a big old spider. I'm not sure I want to see that.
Oh dear.
And then, hold on, it gets even crazier because then on March 1st of 2023, so this is only a couple of months after the 3-foot spider swallowed the 18-foot bear or whatever happened, the first human will allegedly breed with a chimpanzee, bringing a baby with mixed features.
Yep. Sorry, National Enquirer says it already happened, so too late.
I think more likely to have very mixed feelings.
I feel sorry for that chimp.
So the first human be able to pick his nose with his toes. Great.
Yeah. And he claims that humanity has all of 649 years left, and that's it. I think the chimpanzee human hybrids take over or something.
I think there's a film about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does ring a bell.
Yeah. Get your hands off me, damn dirty ape. And that Alex Jones joke was, if anybody didn't catch the news, that was true. He was ordered to pay nearly $1 billion in damages.
No way, was it? Jesus.
Yeah, $965 million.
Wow.
And then he turned around and begged his viewers to help him pay it.
Oh,
900 billion quid? $1 billion.
Yeah, but they're stupid enough to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
He needs to up his Patreon levels there, doesn't it? It's like $1 million a piece or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know what you get for that. Yeah. I did hear that it was like the whole trial thing was coming to an end, but I didn't hear the what the result of it was. 960 million. Jesus, what?
It was great when the judge was just reading out, all the, because it was a whole bunch of individual, lawsuits. So it's like you got to pay this one, and that's $70 million. This one's going to be $80 million, $180 million for that one, $250 million for that one, $70 million for that one. It was just like stacking up. It's like, I just wanted to hear like in the background go ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching every time they added it all up. Brilliant.
Jin's saying that he said that not a cent was going to pay any of the victims. Oh, really? Did he say that? Really?
Yeah. He's going to ask. He's going to ask his viewers for all the money, but then he's not going to pay them.
Wow.
So where's that go?
Yeah. How's that work then?
What? The man is just pure human garbage.
He is. He's filth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you know that microbe they found on Mars? Well, they're going to find on Mars. Do you think that's where we're going to chuck Alex Jones and just like spread him like a big flat microbial jam splat?
Yeah.
Fucking cunt.
Or we could terraform Mars by sending his DNA there. We'd literally just shoot him in a rocket and then just fire him into the surface at a great speed, and he just fly everywhere and just like
we could terraform Alex Jones.
Yeah, terraform Mars with
no Alex Jones. No, Alex Jones.
Just terraforms Alex Jones.
Yeah. Run the Genesis device over him.
Yeah, I was just gonna do that one.
I'm sorry, there's already 50 pounds of trash on Mars. I could do without the other couple 100 pounds of trash.
I was just going to say, if those microbes do exist on Mars and we send Alex Jones punk ass there and just drop him like a dead whale, South Park joke, then the microbes would evolve within a period of weeks into sentient beings just so they could build a rocket and send his punk ass back.
Yeah, Jin said the sludge from the very bottom of the septic tank formed into a human shape described Jones very well. Yeah, I agree.
I think that's an insult to sludge.
Yeah,
That's
apologize.
true.
Jin, apologize to the sludge the word over, please, right now, immediately.
Yeah, there's only one thing to do. Throw his ass in a volcano and wait for it to get belched back out in a million pieces.
Just let him fry.
Hey,
It
he
would
could
be
sell
cool,
tickets
though.
to that. He could sell tickets to that and get the $1 billion. I'm pretty sure plenty of people would show up for that.
I got an idea, Loki. You'll love this. What we're going to do is we're going to strap him to the tip of a rocket, and we're going to stuff a GoPro camera in his mouth and tape it there. And then he can help us prove that the Earth isn't flat.
Ooh.
He'll die, but who cares?
But he will have at least accomplished something decent.
Yeah, for once in his useless, pathetic, miserable existence, he'll have done something right.
Oh, look, Charlie Welch is flirting with the chicks again. Look, there he goes. He's doing it again.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a better idea. Why don't we get all the people who want to be mass shooters and just round them all up and say, look, just shoot that mass.
Shoot each other.
No, just shoot that fat, horrible mass, and then he'll deny it.
Yeah, but I think
I'm not dying.
Bullets.
I'm getting better. Fucking cunt. All right, what else was on the news then? What else did you have there? I forgot.
Well, I got one here that I wanted to bring up. I was watching a stream recently by YouTuber Rick Beato. He's a real cool music guy on YouTube, and he was an associate professor of music somewhere at a university in the States and so on. Like he's not just an idiot, right? And a couple of years ago, he caught on to an interview that Don Henley did, and Don Henley was furious. Don Henley from the Eagles, if you're unsure. He was furious because they have a room full of over 60 people, and all they do is scour social media, blocking everybody who puts up the Eagles or Don Henley music. And he was going on and on about it. And Rick Beato's like ripping into him for it. Like, fuck you, out of touch old man. You have no idea what's going on in the world. And because, every time the dude tries to cover an Eagles song, like what makes this song great? 3 seconds of Eagles music, boom, they take your video down. There's no revenue share. There's no copyright, nothing. They just go, boom, done. And I watched some of this clip with Don Henley, getting all frustrated and upset about it. And he's like, do you realize how little money we make on streaming and blah, blah, and it's criminal. And these people think they can just take our stuff and use it when they want. And like, holy fuck, missed the point on fair use, pal. It was pathetic display. It was really sad.
Well, I've only got one thing to say to him. Welcome to the Hotel California.
See, and now we're off the air. Way to go.
It's all right. My singing will never get a copyright strike. Don't worry about it.
I don't think the bots would recognize that as any kind of music anyone was singing, so I shouldn't worry.
Now, how much do you want to bet in any chat, live chat, or comments on those videos that were basically hit? There are probably people in the comments that were young. They're like, who are these guys? These guys are cool. Where can I get their stuff? I've come across a lot of, somebody does a video about some band back in the 60s, 70s, stuff like that. And a lot of young folks are like, wow, these guys are awesome.
Yeah, let me search for them on YouTube. Oh, I can't find anything.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, totally free promotion. Where was that one? I was just reading that off the screen and it went away. Yeah, it's also free promotion for the artist if they receive a review from a YouTube stream. Totally. Like, what's the big deal? And if they do a revenue share where, let's say we play 10 songs on a live stream, just screwing around, so they all get their share and we get a little share too. Why is that not fair and fine? There was another comment there from Repo Sandman about the length of copyright, and that's another one. Oh my God, it's way too long. It's stupid.
Yeah, we can thank Disney for that.
Yeah. Like Elvis's grandkids. Oh, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, it's all right. Go ahead.
Well, Elvis's grandkids shouldn't be raking in millions and millions of dollars because somebody they barely even knew, if ever, wrote some songs. Like, I agree that, somebody should be able to control the usage for commercial use. But when it comes to, what makes this song great and those kind of things that YouTubers do and whatnot, or, a classical musician reacts to a metal song and blah, blah, they should have no leg to stand on. Just be glad that people are sharing the music so you might get a stream on a platform or a CD sale or fucking whatever it is, Fucking greedy pricks is all. And I was a professional musician for years, so I understand the need to get paid and all and the desire to make sure you get some cash out of it, but at the same time, sometimes there's too far.
Is it anything to do with reason why people have got so much more kind of possessive to the music, that maybe the musicians are not making as much money as they used to, because back in the day when you had tapes and LPs, and vinyl and things like that, it was money, there seemed to be a lot of money involved. But is that the case? Is it harder to compete now?
Yeah, that's part of it for sure. But it's actually a correction in the industry, because it used to be that you got paid to be a musician, to go and play. And, getting a song on the radio just got people to go and watch you where you made money. But then the industry switched and touring was almost a break-even thing. And it was all about record sales and stuff because things got out of control financially. And now it's a correction, really. Let's face it. If all you do in life is write an album every few years and do a tour and some interviews and blah, blah and whatnot, isn't a few million a year or so, whatever, enough? Like, do we need to be building empires just out of musicians? It's just all too much, Yeah,
it's all got weird.
Yeah.
But also, I bet they're not playing their stuff as much as they used to. I don't know when the last time I ever heard Elvis on the radio.
The Eagles have one of them, as a band, have one of the highest stream counts on Spotify.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
When did they stop? When did they stop touring or playing or producing albums? Something like a long time ago.
Oh yeah, most of them are probably locked in homes by now, right?
Yeah, or dead. What? Yeah, drinking out of a straw. Eating their dinner out of a straw. Yeah, exactly.
But it's just it goes that way too in music or in sports and a few things. We seem to have gotten to a point where some people that just don't contribute enough to society are sure racking in the coin.
Right.
Well, yeah, in sports you have there's like a comparison between like football players and rugby players. Rugby players can't hardly get paid anything. Yet a footballer is treated like a fucking princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
No, they get paid millions.
Yeah. It's crazy. Couple of good comments there from Tony Regime. It isn't the musicians making the cash now, though. They have a career of maybe a few years or so at best these days. They get you churning through them. And I agree. The labels and execs are making way too much off of them. And the contracts new musicians get are a joke. Like, look at that Taylor Swift trying to get the rights back to her own fucking music and stuff. What the hell is that, you know? And then Mystery Man says the break even on live is due to the extravagance around the performances as well as the promotion rather than just presenting the music. Totally. That all got way out of hand. Absolutely. Good comments.
Well,
Cool.
Well, you also have some of the, some of the big old bands, and they come back and do a new tour like the Rolling Stones. They drag them out, and then they'll charge $200 a ticket, which is obscene. So yeah, there is this situation where a tour is going to be racking in a lot of money for some of these people, but maybe it's because their albums aren't selling. I don't know how it's working. There has been, but because they got a big name, they can charge whatever they like.
Yeah,
I mean, can you? I mean, you could download an album far cheaper than you used to buy on vinyl, comparatively, though, now, can't you? That's the case, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't bought an album online for a long time, but
But there's a resurgence in vinyl. And in my area, we have a store that sells them. And for thick 120 vinyl, like the good stuff, you're paying like 50 some Canadian, $60 a record. It's right crazy to be a vinyl guy right now. They're just milking us.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that's been reproduced on vinyl again. It's like, what the hell? Great stuff.
Yeah.
Money's good. I like it, though, but it's just too expensive. For me, anyway.
Yeah, for me too. But I got into it with my son because I thought he'd like it too. So, like every couple months, we'll go and buy another 120 thick, nice new record of something we like. And we're slowly building a little collection, but it'll never be huge because it's just too much now. But yeah, it was cool. We went and got a nice Audio Technica turntable and whatnot, and it's a beauty setup. I love it. Sorry, had to mute for a big old beer burp, and nobody wanted to hear that. We should mention that. Oh, go ahead, Loki.
Yeah, I've been kind of kicking myself in the butt because when I moved away from vinyl, I sold off all my stuff, and I had stuff like Dead Kennedys albums with the posters and stuff that you weren't supposed to have. I had some of the Columbia Master Series of orchestra performances, the stuff with the thick acetate ones, the ones that weighed a ton.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of those, and looking at like the prices that stuff's going for now, I'm like, dude, I could pretty much buy a house or a car with this now. Jesus.
Yeah, there's a thrift store around the corner from me, and they get all kinds of amazing records in. We've bought a bunch of good used ones, and they're not stupid. They know that vinyl's worth some money these days. But when I go in with my son, who, for those of you that don't know, he's on the autism spectrum, and you can tell right away he's on the autism spectrum. They always just go, just grab a couple, give us $1 or $2. It's fine. We're so happy your son loves this. And it's awesome. I love that.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's cool. So we got an original Van Halen 1984. We got a couple of Super Tramps. We got the Nazareth Greatest Hits one that everybody liked, and Steve Miller Band. Couple others, but it's coming along.
Didn't you get the White Album recently as well?
No, we got Revolver, and then I got the White Album used. Yeah, that's right. But we got Revolver as a brand new 120 thick vinyl. But I haven't played it yet though, because I got to take it over to the shop in town here that's got the sonic cleaner, and he lets me do it for $1. So, I don't want to play it until then, just in case. Cartridge in my turntable wasn't the cheapest. But, you know, you might as well, if you're going to go vinyl, you might as well get the best out of it, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, it's worth it. There was, back on this day, the 14th of October, 1947, Chuck Yeager broke the sound barrier. Pretty cool thing to happen today after we just had Matt's awesome stream with splashdown and undocking and everything. But, you know, I thought we should bring that up for a bit. I mean, 1947 broke the sound barrier, and then you don't have to jump forward too far in time before somebody lands on the moon. What fucking progress that was.
Oh yeah, that was a hell of an era. That just
you know,
what I think's funny is you'll get people that'll talk about hillbillies. Oh, you stupid West Virginians, you guys don't know nothing. Yeager was from West Virginia.
Cool.
Yeah, he was.
Well, Mountain Mama, take me home.
Bring me home.
Another copyright strike. Yep.
That is actually my son's favorite singer.
Good old Four Eyes.
Yeah,
Wow.
he loves John Denver because John Denver has all the videos about like being a nature lover and animals and stuff, and my son just loves them.
If only he knew the truth.
Yeah. I should show him that scene in South Park, the John Denver ride, and they just take a plane on the end of a stick at the theme park, you know, and it just goes smash, smash, smash into the ground back and forth.
Ooh, what am I going to do with this crazy cat here? What am I going to do with him? Go.
That's funny. Oh, the moon landing hoaxers. Those guys are funny as hell.
Remember the old 8-track tapes? No, that was before my time. That really was 8-track tapes.
Oh,
I've seen them, and I've seen an 8-track player, but I've not actually bought any myself.
Oh, we had a 72 Dodge Charger when I was about 5 years old, and my dad had an 8-track cassette, an 8-track player in the thing, and we'd be listening to like Jim Croce and whatnot, and he'd just be slamming the gears, driving that thing like a maniac. Oh, it was awesome. Oh yeah, I'll never forget 8-tracks.
Wasn't the 8-track kind of like fantastic, but also stupid at the same time?
It was awful.
It sounded great, but then the song would just like stop halfway through and you had to turn it over.
And you couldn't just go from song to song. You could go from program to program, and you never knew where you're going to end up. It was ridiculous.
Well, that was the same as well. That was the same though. Do you remember the back of the day when you used to tape Top of the Pops on the radio and onto cassette tape? Do you remember that? But then, of course, you stop halfway through and you get a gap because you've got to turn the fucking thing over. You know?
Yeah.
And then it gets chewed up, and then you got to get a pen and twist it all up again. It's like, yeah. You don't know pain until you've gone through that.
Yeah.
Or you'd be listening to the radio and you'd be going to record one of your favorite songs and you'd be waiting for the DJ to shut the fuck up so you could hit the button, and you're like, come on, it's about to start singing. Shut up. Oh, it used to piss me off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I used to record when I was a massive Star Wars obsessive, and when the BBC started playing the radio show for the first time, you know, I'd be there every day. I think it was on like a Sunday or Saturday or something at 1 p.m. and I'd be there standing by to record every single fucking episode. And then like the last episode 13 was coming on, and we were going away on holiday. It's like, no, can't do that. And so I had my parents pull over at the side of the road at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon so I could listen to Star Wars without any fucking interruption. And sat there with a crappy tape recorder, just like trying to, you know, holding it next to the speakers so I could record the show. It was terrible.
Funny you mentioned the Star Wars radio series. I had the entire thing recorded on TDK Metal.
Oh, cool.
Oh man, it was just It's like, now this would make a good movie.
My father was into my father was into home audio in a big way, and we had this Nakamichi system from hell in the well, we had a living room, and then we had a room where it was like there was a bar set up at the back with all the audio gear, and it was nice and long, and then there was a TV for video games and stuff. It was, I don't know, some kind of hangout room. I bet he partied lots when I was in bed in there, but it was awesome because he had metal tape deck and beautiful record player, and oh, it was great.
You'd wake up in the morning and go, Dad, why is the room full of coke and hookers?
But back then you got all this gear and it looked cool, and you had the different units to make up the system, and nowadays you just plug a set of speakers into a computer or whatever. It's not the same. It's not so tangible and everything, yeah.
I miss the days when you just go into like electronics store and you just like gulp over all the technology, all the different systems, music systems, and obviously the way you test whether or not it's an absolutely fantastic audio system was to press the eject on the cassette deck to see how it opened, whether it opened smoothly or just went clunk, clunk, cheap, and that's the one for me.
Yep.
That's what I like.
The days where you'd have a receiver with all those buttons or all those switches and dials, and oh no, that's just the receiver for the radio. Now you need to go get a tape deck, and you need to go get an amp and an EQ, and your stereo ends up being the size of your car.
And also, how many lights has it got on it? How many LEDs has it got on it? Because if it doesn't have any LEDs on it, it's shit. You want it to look like a fucking discotheque before while you're playing the tapes. Discotheque. Remember discotheque kiddies? Remember them? Roller discos.
I loved it. I loved it. We near Vancouver, we used to go to a roller rink called Stardust. It was awesome. Those were the days, man. That was back when I was still cool. So long ago. Now I'm just that old dude with long hair. Fuck. Yeah, disco still sucks. You're right, William.
I
remember
disagree.
Remember that YouTube U2 song Discotheque? Oh my God, that was awful.
Yeah, but to be fair, that wasn't disco. That was U2 doing some bastardization of something. Not too sure what it was.
Yeah, just an egotistical Irishman going off. Fuck.
I think what it is most of YouTube tracks didn't really play in the nightclubs because there weren't something you could really dance to. So when you go to a nightclub back in the day and that's with U2, they just like the DJ would just screw their face at you and go, "Oh, fuck off! I'm not playing that shit. You can't dance to it." So I think that's probably one of the reasons I brought out discotheque. So there was something the U2 fans could actually dance to on the floor. But
yeah. Well, that was one thing about the 80s rock days. If you went to a rock and roll bar and everybody was playing like Motley Crue and stuff and whatnot, the dance floor was very rarely ever used because it had no use, right? What are you supposed to do? I mean, if you have a band that's popular enough, then everybody floods the dance floor just to, front stage to be there. But if you're playing more of like a bar and people are just hanging out drinking and stuff, the dance floor is just this dead area in front of you.
Yeah, it's almost embarrassing to get up.
Yeah. Can somebody put a table there, please?
Or another bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Real Cygnus there says disco had some great bass lines. True that, and some really good drummers too. But it's just, I don't know. Is it just too damn happy?
I'll have to think about that. I'm sure they weren't all happy.
Yeah, but if even if they're singing about intense drug addiction, it's always just ooh yeah, and it always just sounds happy.
I suppose everything sounds happy in a spangly boob tube and roller skates and knee socks. Yeah. Don't know. Miss it. I still miss it.
Yeah. The thing I miss is having live bands instead of just, a guy with a guitar and like MIDI drums and everything, or, just somebody playing tunes off of CDs or like some streaming service when you go places. Like, these days, live entertainment is just not as prevalent as it used to be. It sucks.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I can't even think the last time I saw a band play live. Certainly not in a bar or anything like that. That was a long time ago. And even then, it would be like some like pirates kind of dressed up and singing folk songs in a Cornish bar because that's what they do. You have pirates there, so what that fuck. I don't.
Yeah.
Remember.
The last time I saw anybody live, what's that band? They do that. You're crazy, bitch, but you fuck so good. I'm on top of it. When the hell are they called again? The guy's like this skinny little heroin junkie looking dude covered in tattoos. Buck Cherry, that's it. Charlie, thank you. I saw Buck Cherry with what the fuck is that guy's name? Sebastian Bach from Skid Row opened for him, and my town has got about 33,000 people or something like that. And I think there was maybe like 800 drunks there just watching going, yeah, cool or whatever. And it was odd because like back in the 80s, they would have filled a place for like, way more people than that. It's just not the same anymore unless you're talking about like big arena bands. And fuck, man, there's that whole thing with lip syncing dancers pretending to be musicians. I don't even want to go into that.
I think you better.
I think the last big live performance I saw was Violent Femmes.
Oh, cool. That's worthy. That's worthy.
It was like 100 freaking degrees outside, and the arena was packed. But yeah, definitely worth it.
Texas Militia says, what's up with that Freemason symbol in the center of the table? That's an old throwback to us originally just doing flat earth debunking on this channel. And now that you say it, it really doesn't need to be there anymore, does it? I never thought of it. I just never even crossed my mind. It's been there since day one.
Dick, you forgot to mention that we are all Freemasons.
Well, I went to an Illuminati meeting earlier today, but
we'll all get thrown out the club if we get rid of that.
The bread was stale and the sandwiches. I was pissed.
Beer was warm.
Yeah, terrible.
The dancers were cold.
yeah.
The strippers weren't naked enough. Yeah.
Yeah, when the strippers are taking off their girdles, you're not in the place you want to be.
Yeah, it was when the strippers are putting on fur jackets because it's too fucking cold in the venue. Yeah. Oh, and that's not grease on the pole, darling. Don't touch it. You might catch something.
Oh dear God, snail tracks! Don't do it.
Cold strippers, hot beer. Yep, not a good combination.
We're truly plumbing some new depths on this one. There's a word. Oh, fuck. I was just going to bring up an article and close the webpage. You know what? I'm not sure I can be bothered anymore.
Would you describe it to us?
It was purple.
Well, that's easy to debunk. It was mauve.
Uh, let's see
Right, in that
here.
case, I'm gonna bugger off. What are you thinking of something to do? I'm gonna go bugger off and get some Wino. Back in a second.
Some Wino. What the hell is that?
Vino,
Wine, vino.
wine.
Oh, okay.
Slurpies. Back in a second.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna need one of those soon as well. What like to the rest of you now, everybody checks the news during the week and whatnot. What was your what the fuck moment in news reports that you heard during the week?
I don't know why.
Anyone?
I've hardly listened to any news at all this last few weeks. I have no idea why. I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. I know.
Okay.
Robbie Coltrane died today, which is
Yeah.
a bit of a shame. Man, I heard that when I was on the stream. Somebody came on the stream and they said Robbie Coltrane died. I'm like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Oh, sweet. That's a good one. I like the nightlife, baby. Love that tune. The Cars are great. Always like their quirky style, Speaking, everybody's talking about weed in the damn chat. I'm gonna have to pack a bowl too, then, you bastards.
I know. That's why I popped that one up.
Oh, fuck. I swear to God, I spend so much cash on grass doing these shows. It's not funny. But the grass I have is like at least half CBD because I got fibromyalgia. And sometimes sitting in this chair for too long really gets me. But, unlike I have an excuse, so I use it. Yeah, Texas, you started it. That's for sure. Oh, there was that whole thing, though, with King Charles's coronation only being like an hour. What do you think is up with that? Is that like, because of modern attention spans and blah, blah, and social media? Or do you think maybe like he's already like, old and tired enough? He just can't do a longer one? Like, what do you think's going on there?
He's basically he's kind of like a royal reformist in a way, a moderate royal reformist. He always said that he wants to sort of modernize and move the royal sort of family forward and can't do away with unnecessary, so many unnecessary ceremonies and things like that that cost money. So I think he's conscious of that. So that's why he's kept it short. But if you look at the Queen's coronation, it went on for hours and hours.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's what it is. To be truthful.
No, I think he's just like, I can't be bothered with these damn peasants.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe he just needs better writers.
Slee, I don't think the royal family will ever be out the tabloids in one way or another. If they so much as fart, they'll be in the tabloids. That's what public life does. So if they do anything, they'll be in the tabloids forever. I mean that it's the same with just generally famous people, isn't it? You're going to be in the tabloids at some point or another, whether it's positive or negative, or somewhere in between.
Yeah. Who's the member of the royal family, Duchess somebody or other, who drove a Reliant Robin for a time?
Let me ask.
There's
let me ask somebody here. She
Google.
Apparently drove one of the royal family drove a Robin Reliant. Who was that?
Del Boy.
Was it? I think it might be. She thinks it might have been Fergie. She's pretty good with the royal family. Might be.
Yeah,
Fergie. Might have been.
Yeah, it might have been because Top Gear made fun of it a few times. Whenever they talk about that car, they always mention, "Oh yeah, Duchess so and so drove one," and they do it like the old,
Oh, I bet she drove it ironically.
No, from what I understand, she literally had it as her car for like a year. Like, there's a lot of photos of her driving it. I think it was yellow.
No, that's definitely Del Boy.
Yeah, no, it was. I've been reliably informed by my royal source. Apparently, Princess Diana and Fergie apparently went on a drive around Where did they go driving again? Needed somewhere around the countryside, and apparently Fergie was in the one in the Reliant, and Diana was in the Land Rover, wasn't it, or something? Yeah. So there you go. That's the story.
Yeah.
And when they got back, apparently Anne told them off. Why did Anne tell them off? Well, I suppose she's more CD royal. Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, she's a snooty bitch.
I was at Balmoral, apparently. Yeah. There you go. That's the story behind that.
It's interesting, though, because, I mean, if there's one car that never should have been created in the history of the world, it's got to be that fucking thing. Holy
tell me about
God.
it. You know I was nearly killed by one of those, right?
Really? Tell
Well,
the story. Holy shit.
Was it dropped on you from a great height?
No, nothing even as spectacular as that. No, I was just walking past a junction. You know, when you go as a pedestrian, because actually, I don't know if you know, but pedestrians along those parts, because it's a giveaway, have a right. So if you're already on there, then you know the car coming around the corner into the junction is in the wrong. That's what happened to me. This Robin Reliant came swerving around this corner. I thought he was going to blade topple over. You know, you've seen it in films and things like that. Robin Reliant's topping over, and the guy literally just grazed my arm. I don't know what speed he was doing. I mean, it was kind of like a gradual turn as well. It wasn't that tight, but he was doing some speed.
Yeah. We got it. Sorry, we got it. It's Princess Anne. She had a Reliant scimitar, which is based on the Robin. And
no, it's got 4 wheels. A scimitar's got 4 wheels.
Does it?
Yeah. Scimitar also make tanks. So the scimitar tank was when someone was saying that Princess Anne had a scimitar, I just saw her in a tank.
I didn't know Reliant actually made a real car. I've only ever known of the Robin. So when I heard scimitar, I just figured it was like one of the Robins that had the more square headlights, you know, body changes over time. Yeah.
It was a nice car. The scimitar was a nice car, actually.
Casting in the chat says it's very similar to the Jensen Interceptor, and it does look that. I got it up on my screen right now. It's a lovely looking thing.
Yeah, so do I. That's a nice car. Ooh.
I also see in the scimitar a tiny bit of MGB GT in the back end, just a little, you know.
Oh yeah,
love those too. They're really cool looking. You know, God knows if you'll ever get where you're going, but it's a good looking car. You know?
Yeah, I think the problem was it's like a Fiat. You know, it spent more time off the road than it did anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Or a Lancia, right? Jay Johnson says, didn't Top Gear try to launch a Robin into space? My God, they almost did it too. Yeah. That was literally my favorite segment ever on Top Gear.
Look, they made it into like a shuttle, didn't they? It was always like a shuttle.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. That was really good.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The scientist who was running the wind tunnel test was also the best man at my wedding.
Oh wow, that's right. Yeah.
In that particular segment, he was the guy that. Oh really?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's Mike, my best man.
And I bet between your wedding and the Top Gear episode, we know which one he's more proud of.
I forced him to wear a kilt, so it'll be definitely Top Gear. and he was skinny as a rake with no bum, so a kilt didn't look very good on him.
Oh, that's funny.
What is that furry lamp doing here? Could somebody put that back in the corner?
What?
Skinny legs, kilt.
Oh,
it's a visual joke. Unfortunately, I can't draw pictures on the screen.
Yeah, I was looking on the screen. I was like, what are you talking about? I was so confused there. Holy fuck. Wow. Dear God, I better get this pipe loaded. Jeez.
Well, so while you do that, I have some news for everybody.
Good.
Nancy Pelosi says that she wants to punch Trump out. House Speaker said she wanted Trump to come to the Capitol so that she could punch him out, and added, "I'm going to go to jail, and I'm going to do it happily."
Fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, she should just kick him in the bollocks. No mind punching him. Just go straight there. Oh.
So if I'd been killed by that Robin Reliant, you can imagine it on my cenotaph or in the news, 22-year-old man killed by Robin Reliant. What an insult.
Robin Reliant crushed as it hits man.
Yeah, destroyed. I'm standing there like
almost £32.50 worth of damage.
Oh, at least. And that was just for the engine.
Oh man,
wasn't weren't the Robin Reliants as well a bit like the Volkswagen Beetle? They were air cooled engines, weren't they? Because I know.
Well, they were moped engines. I mean, did they even need to be cooled?
Oh no, I suppose not. No, okay.
Oh, that Top Gear episode when Clarkson keeps rolling the Reliant Robin. I'm not sure I've ever laughed that hard in my life. The first time I saw that, my God. Even getting Peter Stringfellow to fucking push him over at one point. That was hilarious.
That's what I can understand when this guy in the Robin, maybe he wasn't going as quick as I thought he was, but when you're that close and you turn around and there's this fucking red thing coming towards you and it just skims you, probably seems really fast, but
oh yeah.
Yeah. But
the funny thing is the Robin Reliant was a shitty car. Never had any cool factor whatsoever, especially because the royal family drove one. That didn't help. But then he had the Bond bug. You remember the Bond bug?
Bond bug. Yes.
That was cool.
If the Bond bug was only a four-wheeled car, I love the look of that thing. It's so cool, but it is still just a Reliant. It's a piece of shit.
It's just as stupid.
Yeah.
But that had
it's
cool factor.
So cool. Yeah. I swear, if it had four wheels and it had like that four square stance of a Mini or like a Lancia Stratos or something, but it still had that wicked shape and the clamshell, and that'd be awesome.
Well, it didn't even have fucking side windows, did it? It just had like vinyl on studs you unravel or something.
Yeah. They took a page from the old Defenders, man, back in the day.
Yeah, there was a guy down the street from me that had one of those. Never drove it anywhere. Crazy. Never drove it anywhere. It just kind of sort of was rotting away in his front yard. But
no.
Too bad.
Yeah, because when those rot, they rot. I mean, it's still fiberglass, but fiberglass can deteriorate pretty badly. But I've seen a few bad rotting Bond bugs.
There's a guy, speaking of odd cars, you remember the Lada Niva, the little 4x4 one that's basically like based on that Fiat that they, turned into a four-wheel drive? Wheeler Dealers did a really good version in green and everything years ago of one of them. But there's a guy in my town who's got one of those, and it's completely redone with the chassis of a Jeep underneath it, like cut short a bit and stuff to fit. And it's up like 8 inches in the air with like 42-inch tires, and it's this little Lada Niva up top. Oh, it's hilarious. It's amazing. I love it. Oh, Crazy Cat, the Allegro. That's got to be up there as one of the worst cars ever.
Yeah, I drove one of those. It was all right.
Or the Princess. What a smooth riding car from what I understand. But, oh my God, it looks like a kicked scrotum.
Well, the Princess had that really interesting, like angular shape to it. That was like kind of like really novel at the time. It was futuristic almost.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunately built by Austin.
Yeah.
So whatever futuristic look you gave to it, you took away the technology that went into it.
Yeah. Charlie Welch in the chat says Fiero. My buddy bought a Fiero when they were new, and it had the old Iron Duke 4-cylinder in the back. And we took that thing from Toronto to Niagara Falls on the QEW highway. And at like 120 kilometers an hour, I was only about 800 RPM from Redline in top gear. It was the worst piece of shit. But by the time you get to the Fiero 6-cylinder that has the Ferrari buttresses on the side and stuff, it became a real car, and it was good. It was just too late.
Hey, look, we fixed all the problems. Now we're just going to cancel the car.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened.
Woden Cho in the chat says, Columbo, the detective, drove a Peugeot 403 convertible, and it ended up rotting away in the back of someone's yard. Now, I've seen the show. You can watch it rotting live on television.
Yeah. That's a sad tale, though, too, man. You know? Vega by Chevy, 4-wheeled shitbox. William, they didn't last long enough to become shitboxes. They literally started rusting in your driveway when they took them home. Oh, my God, they were terrible. Yeah, Mark, you're right. It's the 2M6 or whatever version of the Fiero when they finally got their shit together. The original Fiero has the front end of a Chevy Chevette. Like, that does not a sports car make. What were they thinking? This has just become automotive talk with the Shills. What about motorcycles? Anybody ride?
No, not me.
I'm a big motorcycle fan, but I don't have one.
I want to point out, Jay Johnson in the chat, the Vegas had bad engines. Well, yeah, except for the Cosworth's ones that you couldn't really get in the U.S. because, you know, all the good shit goes overseas.
We never get the Cosworth edition of the cars. It's bullshit.
The Cosworth Vegas from Europe. Let's see, the Ford Escort.
Oh,
in Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Sierra Cosworth that was the big thing over here.
Yeah, but hold on. You guys don't even know how to say the word. First off, it's koze. And what you got to do is you got to say koze and then just have a heart attack in the middle of the world and word and drop dead. That's how it's pronounced. Yeah, I got a koze.
No, it's Cosworth. And
it's a top tier joke.
You have to twirl your mustache while you're saying it.
Oh God, Jin in the chat. The AMC Pacer, ugly as fuck. You're not kidding. I remember when I was a little kid. I was still right into cars back then, and we were driving along in my dad's car, and my buddy in the beside me, we were going to, I don't know, hockey practice, whatever, and he goes, "Look, a Porsche." And I look over and it's a Pacer. And I'm like, no, you just can't read. That's not a Porsche. It was such one of those moments where, you know, some people. Dear God.
The Gremlin was uglier. Well, yeah, that might be true. But what I find amusing was, yeah, they were supposed to be economy cars and you could get V8s in them.
I know. Oh, man. Well, I think Matt had to bail. He's not feeling up to it tonight. That sucks. Take care, buddy. Hope you feel better soon. Sometimes I think maybe he had the wrong brandy. Well, Jay, the Corvair had real issues with its rear suspension. Absolutely. The damn thing could roll if you started to try to throw it around. But by the second generation, they had that totally fixed, and it was a much better looking car. And I actually really liked the second generation very much. You know,
well, the Corvairs were kind of like Porsches. They were fine right up until this very fine line. And if you cross that very fine line, you're totally screwed.
Yeah, and then the 911s back in the Corvair days were known as Widowmakers too. Why? Rear engine. heavy, it's that whole pendulum swing the weight, like what do you think's going to happen, right? I love me a Porsche though. I've had a few 944 turbos and they're just, oh my God, so fun.
Yeah, they just
Wow.
look like squished beetles. I don't like them.
I'm not a huge 911 fan, to be honest. I like the 944 series, the turbo ones, because they're a 50-50 weight balance. You got a small usable back seat that you can fold down with a nice big hatchback. And for my son and I, it was a great practical car, to be honest, and it would, when we got into the back road and started throwing it around, it was just heaven. Oh, wow. But, each to their own. I was going through my history to try to find that thing I wanted to bring up and I'd forgotten. Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote. She passed away. So we got to say farewell to Angela Lansbury. I thought she was a cool chick. She was good.
I thought she was already dead.
No, she lasted almost to 100, man. She was like 97. Well done. Good run.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not like I watched Murder, She Wrote, but, she seemed like a cool chick. So,
Yeah.
The
All those young
996
guys worked out good for her.
Yeah. Not NANA, the 996 doesn't exist, and I refuse to acknowledge your post. It's dead to me. Yeah, R.I.P. Angela Lansbury. Definitely. What? There was something else that, hackers got a hold of the Iran state television news broadcast last week and we're fucking with them. So yeah, go.
Oh, go on.
I know, William.
What happened?
Well, yeah. The report I had didn't really say, but they took over the broadcast with their own messages, and like as far as I understand, it took them literally seconds to just kill the broadcast and go to something else, right? But it shows how. Yeah. But it shows that it's pretty vulnerable, so we should probably be getting some good, funny stories like that out of there soon.
No, when you said it's vulnerable and we should, I was going to say, and we should be trying our best to hack the Iran television system with the Shills.
Yeah. Iran Anonymous. Sleep. I love it.
We'll do that crazy Max Headroom TV takeover that happened.
So if you see me, give me a wave. I love to see style. The guy that plays Max Headroom, he was actually in a series. What? Sorry,
Matt Frewer.
That's it. He was in an interesting series about, of all things, alien abduction. It was Steven Spielberg who did a multi-part television series called Taken. And it was kind of following the story of this family over a couple of decades about like alien things. And he had a great role in that too. It was really good, but it was an odd thing to watch because, I mean, I'm not a believer, but I watched it.
I remember that show, and it was so fucking cheap. They had a shot where this woman was sitting next to this guy who's an alien, and so it's a two shot. Okay, so the two shot, they've got both of them on the screen, and he goes, "Well, I will reveal myself to you," and so the camera pans around on her, and there's like a blinking of light, and he goes. And then the blinking of the light stops, and then it pans back again, and he's back to normal again. It's like, didn't even bother.
I remember that scene specifically, DK, and I remember thinking to myself, for the love of God, I mean, I could have grabbed something green screen off of YouTube and done better. Come on.
It's like that scene in K-Pax where the guy's an alien, and he says, well, show us how you transport through light. And he goes and stands there and okay. He says, well, show us then. Oh, I just did. So he teleported and came back.
Yeah.
What do they call
That movie, K-Pax, is really good and really bad all in one. It's a weird. Yeah, to me, it's got a love-hate relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. But yeah, it's got some, I don't know.
I haven't watched an episode yet, but let's get a review from the viewers and yourselves as well. Should I wait and make sure to binge watch the new Lord of the Rings of Power? I haven't watched one yet. I'm waiting. And is it, have I done the right thing, saving it up for a binge watch? What do you guys think? No spoilers.
Yeah. Can't be bothered. Yeah, if you want to waste a few hours of your time, yeah, fine, watch it. I don't know.
I did the same thing with Andor. I haven't watched it yet. I got it all saved up and ready.
That's different. That's worth watching. That's great.
God, I can't wait. It's driving me crazy. I want to start Andor, but I'm waiting until it's done so I have it all and I can just, okay, Felix is gone, turn on the projector, crank the surround sound and go, yeah. Yeah, Beauty, we could. Like last night, CF Beauty and I were up watching shit and fucking hanging out. I was getting drunk as an idiot. Fuck, I was hungover this morning. Wow. The Munsters. No, Tony, no, I have no bother with that. I take the original. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that looks
some things.
Awful.
Oh, some things just don't need to be done.
It's not a case that they don't need to be done. I mean, some of the best, we've talked about this before, some of the best films that have been made are remakes of a previous film. But when you go into a film like The Munsters and what you're doing it for love of the original series, but you're not showing any of the love in it and you're just destroying it. It's like, why bother? Why shit it out half-heartedly? It's just not. I just don't get it.
I agree. It's when you look at it, it just becomes an obvious money grab, and you just go, "Oh, kind of tired of that." Just why can't you write something new? I'm getting sick of that. I will say I was impressed with Ghostbusters Afterlife as a handoff to the Next Generation movie. I really liked the nerdy girl Phoebe or whatever her name is in that movie. That chick was an amazing choice for the role. She owned it. Wow, it was good.
I've not seen that. Where is that? Is that on Disney? Is that a Disney thing?
I don't know. I download my shit. You know that. I have no idea.
We know that. Shh.
It's already on the G drive in the movies folder.
I'll have to report you.
Oh, shut up now.
I have to get on the red phone to Mr. Spielberg and say, Dick Dawson's been a naughty.
Yep.
He's
that's
stealing your cash.
Yep, that's me. I've said it before, though. If somebody like Will Smith is going to get paid $20 million to act in a movie, I'm not paying to watch it. There's no fucking way. I'm not supporting that. No, just no. Nobody needs to earn $20 million to go and spend 4 months or whatever, 5 months shooting a movie. That's just ridiculous. Never mind Captain Scientology there. But, Yeah, Mark Beiser's another one giving me shit. No, I have never seen Princess Bride yet. Yeah, it's actually true. I've never watched it. I mean, come on. I was born in 1970. When that movie came out, I was, what was it, 80 something? I was probably cruising around in a Trans Am playing guitar and doing all kinds of shit I was too young to do. And the movie is called The Princess Bride. it didn't appeal to me. It was only years later that I realized it would be something I'd actually be interested in. Right. Well, actually, since YouTube, because every time this comes up, holy fuck, do I get in shit for not have seen that movie yet? Why is it so important?
I think The Princess Bride is one of those movies that, you see the title and you see the, cover art and whatever, and you're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then years later, you finally watch it and you're like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Why didn't I watch this?
Yeah, because from what I understand, I loved the movie Willow, so I should really like this movie because, all the big brouhaha and blah, blah and whatnot. But Tony, Felix and I are watching it this weekend, actually. It's already scheduled. What we might be doing is taking the projector outside. So when it gets dark in the evening, all the neighborhood kids can come over with blankies and stuff, and we can project it onto the wall at the side of the house. And then everybody can have a kid's version of a drive-in movie night. We do that from time to time here.
Like a cozy coupe drive-in.
Yeah, it's really cool. The kids love it.
Oh yeah, that sounds like that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I've got a set of really nice speakers we take out, and we make it could be annoying to some of the neighbors because it's kind of loud. So we just invite fucking everybody. That's kind of the whole point, right?
Hey, you could sell the kids those special gummy bears you got.
Yeah. Easy now. Well, Mark, you say the pop culture references. Isn't the Princess Bride where I don't think that word means what you think it means line comes from?
Yeah, it comes from that movie.
Yeah. I've used that how many times in life? I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, well, when I worked in a city area, I'll just leave it that way. Our parking lot every weekend after we closed up and all, we had a deal with the local library, and the local library would come out with a projector and project movies on the side of our building, and just open movie night. People would show up. And it was so fun because they come out and they put chairs in the parking lot, turn the parking lot into a theater. It was really cool.
Man, I loved the drive-in back when I was younger. It was just everything. William in the chat says he still got a real proper operating drive-in theater near where he lives. Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yes.
Oh, my God. It's like a 6-hour drive for me to get to one. And literally once, to make sure Felix got the experience, we did go for the weekend and stay in a hotel and hang out and whatnot and do the drive-in theater. Because, why not? But, it's too far away to enjoy. It sucks.
Did you steal the speakers?
No, this is the newfangled one where all we had to do was turn the radio to the right frequency, right? And away you go. But it was good.
Oh.
It was cool.
So, for those of you in chat that don't know, my daughter has a fundraiser for her school. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And that's a video that she directed and wrote the script for. And I was just the guy pushing all the buttons in the background. And it goes over her fundraiser. There is some issues. If anybody wants to donate, there's issues with if you're outside the US, the donation site doesn't process addresses outside the US. So what I've done is I dropped my PayPal donation link in the description. So what I'll end up doing is, as donations come in, I will end up grouping those together and pushing that through the system, so that the donations definitely go where they go. What?
Drop the donation link in the live chat now, and then I can copy paste it and put it in the description of the video up at the top.
Okay. So the other thing is the donation tiers start at like $30, which I think is kind of stupid. So what I will do is I'm going to post a video here in the next day or so, and I'll open it up so that, you know what, if you only want to donate, if you can only donate $1, hey, that's great. You know, what I'll do is I'll wait until that $30 tier, enough donations come in for like the $30 tier, and then I'll go through and process it and everything. And I'll try to keep everything above board, you know, make sure everybody knows what's going on. And at the end of the contest, my daughter wants to do an astronomy with daddy night, where I still end up being the guy who ends up pushing all the buttons in the background, and she will run the live stream, an astronomy live stream.
That'll be awesome.
As a way to thank you guys, because I've already had a couple donations come in, and you guys are great. You guys are great.
We put a community post out about it as well, and but that was when there was issues with the donation thing, because who knew that they were still using a site based on GeoCities? Like, what the hell, man?
Really? Yeah, I sent them a rather terse email about that. It's like, you don't accept e-payment of any kind. You don't process can't process addresses outside of the U.S. You know, that's costing my daughter's school money. That's costing her prize points, and it's costing you business. You guys might want to change that. I haven't heard anything back. Dude, I haven't heard anything back from them.
We're fucking YouTubers. We have a global reach, for God's sakes. A lot of people do due to social media. I mean, all you have to do is be somebody on Facebook that posts funny posts and has a lot of followers. And then you post like, hey, my daughter's doing a fundraiser. And, you know, people just chuck in $5 or whatever because it's a child doing something for schooling, right? Of course, everybody's going to, you know, and how can this be foreign to them? It's unbelievable.
I mean, hell, they don't accept PayPal, they don't accept Google Pay, Apple Pay, any of that. And what I looked at is I was going to process all the PayPal donations through PayPal virtual credit card.
Yeah.
And PayPal ended the virtual credit card program this year.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Aimee and I were just looking into that, and we were like, what the fuck? Really? And it's ridiculous. Now they kind of just gave up and went, oh, we're just going to use Google Pay or your bank.
And if you want to chat about this in the chat, please come and meet us on our Friends United page.
Well, I have to run up for a Riley break really quick. For those that don't know the reference, I'll let somebody else explain it, but I'll be right back.
He's taking a piss. He's taking a piss. We call it a Riley because he's taking the piss. He's taking the piss out of Anthony Riley, the flat earther, who streamed his stream live on a stream, the yellow stream, that is. Yeah. And he streamed it live, and that's what's now it's called a Riley. He's doing a Riley.
And to add, and to put the icing on the cake, he didn't turn off his camera and he didn't mute.
No, but he pretended to. What did he say he was? He was doing it. I was topping up the dog's bowl of water or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, something stupid.
Yeah. He's taking a piss in a bottle.
Nope, sorry. Any guy that's ever had to piss in a bottle while they're stuck in a chair, they definitely know that lean back. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'm not peeing in a bottle. I'm just leaning back, stretching. Yeah, right.
Oh, dear God. That's great. I tell you what, the host of this show needs to get a bucket underneath his desk. He doesn't have to go off and do his Rileys. You can just like juice it off while we're carrying on with the giggles and the laughs.
Sleet in the comments. Riley's dog is apparently Dave Murphy. Oh God, that's all. Yeah, that's another story. So for those of you watching who don't know who Dave Murphy is, he goes by allegedly Dave. He starts his day every morning by staring into the sun and drinking his own urine. Yeah. Drinking his own urine. Wait, he also he sprays his walls down with it, didn't he?
Yeah, he had mold on on his duvet, so he thought pissing on it would help or something. Yeah, maybe that's why he got mold in the first place. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's nebulized it. He's done everything with it. Yeah, I'm sure he's done like full cooking fucking recipes with it. He's made ice lollies out of it, giving them to kids.
Oh, ice lollies that he's giving to kids.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody locked his ass up for that.
I'm surprised nobody's beat the fucking crap out of him for it.
Well, that happens in lockups from time to time. You never know.
Yeah, he could be in prison and he'd be there, You're my bitch now. Well, would you like a refreshing drink before you fuck me?
Oh, God, could you imagine what would happen if you did get locked up? So what are you in for, baby? Giving pea ice cream to kids? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was every clear night I've been putting out a camera and scanning for UFOs, and I still can't find any. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, you need to be using that AI a bit more. Get DALL-E 2 into your camera so you can just type I want to see UFOs, and they'll be all over the fucking place.
Maybe it's because I'm using a 4K camera and not a potato. Do you think that could be it?
Well, I've got a feeling now bear with me on this one. That maybe there's no such fucking thing. Just potentially. Just bear that in mind, that there's nothing there. And also, you're obviously not photographing people's silver party balloons as they flow past, because it's too late at night because the parties are finished. The balloons are already gone. What other reasons could it be? There's just not enough uplight in your surrounding area to light up all the seabirds that are flying around, all the owls, and catch them in the light. Maybe that's why. There's just not enough airplanes in the sky.
Oh, yeah, let's knock those down one by one. But let's first start with Tony Regime in the chat. You need to film near an airport or military airbase to get UFOs. Well, let's see. I'm surrounded by airports. I'm surrounded by military bases, nuclear power plant, farmland, a swamp, the ocean, nuclear capable military equipment. I should be seeing them all over the damn place. Now, DK, as far as your comment about balloons and stuff like that, needing enough uplight. Oh no, that's actually one of the things I have to watch out for, because I've caught birds and balloons and bats and all kinds of crazy stuff flying over my house.
Oh, so you have seen UFOs then? What are you talking about? What are you complaining about? You've seen them. You're just denying them. You're in denial of what you're viewing. They are UFOs. That's what they are. That's exactly what they are.
Just Sleet in the comments. Far IR with an IR pass filter and time lapse will definitely see stuff, but mostly it's just a low Earth orbit. Yeah, actually, the camera that I'm using, I'm shooting at almost basically ultraviolet into infrared, about 1,000 nanometers. So I'm shooting full spectrum, and yeah, I'm still not seeing shit. Still not seeing shit.
Now, what you really need to do is put a sheet of glass in front of your camera that's filming the sky, and then film that with another camera with a little red tally light that's on the front, and then just keep on angling that glass around so it just keeps so the reflection of the tally light of your secondary camera is just being reflected back into your primary camera, and just keep moving that glass around so the light keeps moving. There you go, UFO done. See, you're doing it all wrong.
Well, I got a bunch of streetlights and stuff around me, so I get reflections all the time. So, but what I'm doing wrong is I'm not jiggling the camera about. That's it. So I'm not getting the reflections to move. Exactly. Okay, I'll have to try that next time.
Exactly. See, you're missing the whole point about capturing UFOs. Yeah, what you're trying to do is do it logically and what would you say, honestly. And that's where you're going wrong. Don't try to do it like that because you'll fail all the time.
Yeah. So I should stop breaking Stellarium with the 30,000 satellites that I live track. I feel so bad for my computer. It's like, okay, so I'm running OBS capturing, 1440 at like 30 megabits per second. And then I open up Stellarium and turn on the satellite overlay, and my computer just goes, "Fuck you."
yeah. Too many.
Can you guys hear me this time?
Oh, hello.
Oh,
hey
my
there.
God. You wouldn't believe what I just had to do. I just ran up to have a Riley and come back down, and I unmuted, and there's no signal from my mic. And I couldn't figure it out. So eventually, the only thing I could think was I quickly ran next door and said to dude, hey, I need the cable to your printer, and I'll bring it back to you in an hour because the audio interface I have for the mic has that stupid square old school USB connector that usually printers has. And I tried his cable, and now I'm back. But literally, my fucking USB cable seems to have just died. Or it's the USB port on the computer. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you don't have a bunch of those cables just laying around in a bin somewhere?
It's the one cable that was the only one I had. My printer is wireless, right? So I don't have one for it. And holy shit, it was weird. But, I'm good.
Yeah, I've run into that so many times. Okay, so I have a
good
bin.
Good job you didn't run around. He goes, yeah, mine's serial port. What do you want?
Yeah.
You got an RS-232 interface.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's from a Commodore 64. But it was one of those things. So I'm gonna go get a couple to make sure in the background. I've already had to fix this interface, this USB port, once before. I've had to resolder it because it got a little bit funky. So it might be getting to the point where maybe this unit's going to have to be looked at getting replaced. I mean, it's just a cheap little Behringer one anyway. So,
well, I mean, if it's just the port, that's an easy fix. Well, an easy fix for those of us that fix things.
Oh, yeah. I've got a soldering station and everything. It's no problem. But this time I do think it was the cable that let go. And I think it was probably just like this cable is long and I've had it forever. And, maybe that was just that. When I got up after muting to go and take a Riley, I smacked the thing and it kind of fell off the desk and it was hanging by the USB cable. So, there is a reason that it wasn't just I was kind of an asshole to it. My XLR cable is too short, so the unit is so close to me that I often hit it. Yeah.
There were a bunch of comments in the chat that I need to start shooting stuff out of focus and in 144p. I'll try that.
Yeah, use the resolution of a Commodore VIC-20.
I don't know. I think I have a Game Boy camera somewhere I could use.
Oh my God, they were the worst camera ever unleashed on humanity.
You can't call them that, not in 2022.
Oh, they were funny.
You can't call them gay boy cameras. Yeah, you should do those like doorbell cameras. That's what you need to be using. That's what everything's being shot on these days.
Yeah.
One day I'm going to shoot an entire movie just using one of those doorbell cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen some of the what some of those doorbell cameras can do these days. Is there low light capability and stuff? I'm like, damn. Why can't my phone do this?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with cell phones. I mean, we're up to what, 300 or 400 megapixels now, but the sensor is still just this tiny little thing. Like, it doesn't matter. Stop. You know?
Yeah, that's why the size of the sensor was the exact reason why I was one of the few people on planet Earth that bought the Galaxy Zoom camera or Zoom phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
10-time optical zoom, much larger sensor. Actually, the sensor in the Galaxy Zoom phone is the same size sensor as the P1000.
Oh, Loki, you remember that Lumia phone that had that fucking badass Zeiss?
Oh, the 41 megapixel one way back in the day?
Yeah, that sucker was badass. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Fuck off, you fucking bot fuck. God damn it, I hate them. Thanks, Jed.
Didn't get a chance to get the link.
Well, we must be doing something right if the bots are showing up.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people bitching about them lately. Like, come on, YouTube. Seriously? What the hell? What does it take? But, you remember recently that Daniel Pratt, everybody's favorite fucking Nazi-fueled flat earther fuck, did that whole thing where I'm done, I'm not making videos anymore for like the 4th time in his life. He's making videos again. Like, would somebody just get that guy a straitjacket and a prescription and get him the help he needs? Holy shit.
What is he doing, like recipes now or something? Or was he doing? He tried doing his candles on his pipes. What's he doing now?
Yeah, no, he's back to sowing hatred. Yeah.
He's not reviewing albums.
Yeah.
So I went over to that bot's channel and reported the entire channel as a chat bot porn spammer.
Good. Oh, that reminds me. I've got a plugin that can do the, open channel from YouTube chat. I found a plugin that does that. It's paid, but they let you do a 2-hour preview of it once every 24 hours. So perfect for the Shills shows. Then that way, we can all have open the page and report the whole channel. That's a good idea. Tony Regime in the chat. Brad's candles were similar to Paltrow's, but it smelled like ass. A match made in hell, those two.
I want to see Pratt do some movie reviews or something. I'd like to see him do his, the latest review on Pinocchio or whatever. It'd be lovely, Pinocchio, made by those Jewish Nazi fucking bastard cunts.
But for him to do a reaction video to an entire movie would at least cost $50-$60 in meth. I mean, can his supporters afford that?
Disney tells fucking lies. Look at Pinocchio. Look at his nose. It keeps getting longer. Disney fucking lies. Didn't save us NASA.
Oh, the hate is strong with this one. Well,
I think he's fallen down the dark side.
Yeah, but the dark side has cookies.
Yeah. I like a cookie.
I don't remember that scene in Star Wars with the Emperor goes, Skywalker, would you like a cookie? I have you now.
Well, the lines... The lines were written by George Lucas, but they were smart enough to, re-edit the dialogue.
I mean, come on, Lucas and Henson. There's got to be a cookies reference in there somewhere.
Speaking of cookies and Lucas and whatnot, E.T., the M&Ms were originally the ones they wanted to do the candy thing. And they decided, no, that's stupid. So it was Reese's Pieces. And that's got to be one of the biggest fucking goofs in the early part of monetizing, products into movies and whatnot. That was a huge fuck up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when you look back, Reese's Pieces were so popular for a while after E.T. Wow.
Oh, God, I remember going around trying to find Reese's Pieces and couldn't because everybody was buying them at the time.
That's right.
All the fucking aliens were eating them.
Or the aliens, yeah.
Yeah. All you could do is find flat areas of ground where UFOs had landed and just find Reese's Pieces in the grass everywhere.
Little known fact, E.T. is actually a documentary, but he wasn't alone. He was just the only one that got separated. There was lots of them.
What was the beer he got pissed on in the film? Was it Bud? Or was it Miller?
I don't remember.
Because Budweiser features in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah. God, I love that movie.
Charlie
says Miller High Life. Charlie in the chat says it was Miller High Life.
It could be either
that's an era when High Life was like a popular beer in advertisements and stuff. Like I remember very much. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm looking at a screen grab. It's a Coors.
Wow.
See what can.
Okay.
CF Beauty in the chat. Let's see if I can do this. Supercalifragilistic ET eats Reese's Pieces. I knew I'd fuck it up. Damn it.
Now the question is, who was that single mum buying the beer for?
The handyman.
Bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she had that cat suit ready for the Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with my washing machine. Would you like to have a beer? I'm just going to slip into this cat suit. Yeah. We know her.
Cat suit. Wasn't it Halle Berry that actually showed up and accepted her Razzie Award?
Yeah, I think she's like one of the few that's actually done that. Actually showed up and accepted the award. It's like, yeah, even I know this movie sucked.
Yeah. That's funny. But like DK, from like people shooting and editing and all that stuff. I mean, it's your life for years, right? There must be a disconnect between shooting the movie and then watching it after and going, really? That's what we made?
Yeah.
At times, like some movies can be very much changed in the edit, so the feel is different. And there must be times when actors and actresses just go, what the fuck?
It must be, on the studio floor. It must be really hard to gauge how it's all going to come together in as far as an actor's concerned, and most of the people on the stage. It would be very, very hard. Yeah.
I've always thought that, because it's like a musician when you're sitting there writing a song. How do you put yourself in the audience's position and truly experience it from somebody else's perspective? It's fucking hard.
Mm. Wone Code in the chat says Johnny Depp says he doesn't watch his movies. Yes, he doesn't watch his own movies. I know that because he told me.
That's funny.
But also, it's an interesting point because he's an actor just doing his job on the stage. They put it in the can and they go away and finish off the movie. But it's like the guy who packs your groceries at the supermarket doesn't come home to your place to see what you've been cooking with it. So it's kind of like once he's done his bit on the studio floor, it's job done. If they fuck it up later on down the line, that's not his fault.
Yeah, there's a funny story. I think it's Star Wars based, but I'm not 100%. But an actor during shooting the movie was told to watch Airplane as a reference to the movie he was trying to make, like what his character was going to be. And dude was all pissed off because the reference was supposed to be airport, not airplane. And dude was like, I'm in a parody movie.
Surely you can't be serious.
Yeah, exactly. Because what a difference, right?
I think Airplane's probably more serious than Airport.
Yeah, maybe. Airport's hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I loved it as a kid, though. Oh, the first one.
76, 77.
77. Yeah.
Oh, that was
it was a better book, but that's another story entirely, right? So, yeah.
Oh, talking about books, has anybody bothered to watch that Amazon disaster yet?
Which one?
Rings of Power.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched an episode. I've got them downloaded just in case I'm going to watch it, but I'm getting some real mixed reviews.
There was a leaked report by an internal reviewer at Amazon that the guys reviewing the movie internally to deal with the financial side fell asleep watching it and got like a couple episodes in and then didn't finish any of the other episodes.
Wow.
It's actually one of the few let's see, I've watched like Gore and Hercules the series, or Conan the series and all. And Conan the series was bad. I watched more episodes of Conan the series than I have of Rings of Power. I get an episode and a half into Rings of Power, and that's it. I couldn't stand it.
What's the show out right now that's based in Tolkien's universe? What's that one?
That's Rings of Power.
Oh, okay. There's Rings of Power, but then there's also the Game of Thrones one. Right. I keep getting them mixed up because they came out at the same time. But yeah, I haven't watched either one yet. I like the idea of Rings of Power because it's about that elf chick in a way. Like she seems to be one of the main characters, but I'm trying not to watch it. Yeah, I haven't watched Dragons yet, Charlie. I'm really excited to.
Yeah, Charlie Welch in the chat has informed us that Robbie Coltrane died today.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
No, poor man. He was lovely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, he was in some shitty movies.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, shit, looking at the time, we should probably flip ourselves over to the main set. Oh, there goes the TV again. That's weird. And I don't know what the fuck happened there. But we should probably say a little, shill things out, round table, good night stuff. Who wants to start? Where are we? Who do we got here? DK, say something here.
Oh, been a little quiet little fireside chat tonight, really. A little cozy little number, but it was cool. It was still fine. It all just like kept on flowing as normal. But yeah, this new schedule, start getting used to it because this is where it's going to go. So we got Starsky tomorrow, I believe. Yeah. What time's that?
Earlier. It's 2 hours earlier, so it goes off at noon Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. UK, 10 p.m. in Ukraine.
Yeah, I might not be there for that, but no problem. And then we have Uncalled For on Sunday.
Yeah, and Amy's got a great show planned. Oh, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
Better than the last one? Ooh, I'm definitely going to be there.
Yeah, she's really hitting some hard current event topics on the Uncalled For, and I foresee that show becoming quite popular very quick.
Yeah, her last one was really, really good.
Absolutely.
Gonna put her in charge.
Yeah, I judge Amy's shows by this. The least I have to say means the show is that much better because she's talking serious stuff and there's no room for my bullshit. But,
we try.
Yeah. So, yeah, Loki, some shilling and stuff. What's going on then? Let's get the links back in the chat for the fundraiser and stuff here.
Okay, I'll drop the link for the fundraiser. Well, I'm dropping the link for the fundraiser video that she did. And it has the links, the donation links and everything in that.
Perfect.
And I think I might actually have her just start doing all my videos. She's just that damn good.
She's real natural on the mic. Her flow, her tone control, her up and down, and her phrasing and stuff. Wow, like she sounds like she's had been taught how to do it. It was amazing. I was impressed.
I want to see her debate Mallory.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Are ice cream sandwiches real sandwiches?
That would be an epic debate. That would be an epic debate.
It would. Now, I got to fall on yes, but yeah, go ahead, bud.
Now, with the schedule change, the nice thing about this is that opens up Saturday nights. So that opens up me doing astronomy
Saturday night at the movies.
That opens up me doing astronomy live streams with my daughter later in the evening. Because she gets to stay up on midnight to midnight on the weekends. So
cool. Speaking of which, Loki, my son and I are only about 2 months away from having the ability to stream from the telescope and stuff as well. So we might be able to get a multi-location thing going for a stream. That would be really cool.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be cool.
It wouldn't be hard to do. I mean, we have the technology, we have the capability. But yeah, so everybody head over here, drop that link in one more time. This is Loki's daughter's school fundraiser. And, if they can get the most funds in and win, they get a complete classroom makeover, which will really kick some ass and make the kids happy. So, let's see what we can do here.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like a $10,000 classroom makeover.
Yeah, which would be badass cool. High tech, cool shit. It'd be awesome. And yes.
And the cool thing is with me doing, for those that are outside the US or don't want to do the whole $30 donation tier and up, the cool thing is if we go through the PayPal link on the video I just dropped in, all the money from the money donations, that money goes to the teacher for the classroom for supplies and stuff. So the teachers actually get it. So it's a really good program.
Yeah. You got to love that stuff. Because, I mean, oh my God, our school's underfunded right now. So we all got to do what we can, right? I mean, the kids are everything. It's the future. We got to help.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's see if Commander's around. I'm waiting for that unmute thing to happen, but I'm not sure Commander's available right now. I think there's things going in the background.
Here.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
How you doing? I'm sorry I haven't been around. It was a great show. I was working on some renders, and when everyone sees it, it's going to be awesome.
Cool. Commander, speaking of which, I got a couple of things we have to go over in the background coming up because I got a couple of ideas for some set changes to take things into a new place, but we'll go into it. You got to check out Commander's channel. Link is in the description because there's some seriously cool CGI coming. And no, we don't mean faking a globe Earth. But on that note, DK, what do you think? Are we done? You want to take us out, buddy?
Well, we're done. We're done tonight for the new Friday City Shills show. And it was a great show. And next week will be an even greater show. So on the way out, don't forget to tap the little likey button. You want to tickle it. Just give it a little tickle. We'll be all right. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you tomorrow on Starsky's channel. Or someone will see you there. I won't be there. And we've also got the Uncalled For on Sunday. And don't forget, next Thursday, back to pub chat. Here's the schedule. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The Shills is the only channel you want to be watching. So fuck everybody else right off. We'll see you there.
Good night, fellow babies.
Night all.
It's over. Go home.